Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 19 August 2021. It's Thursday night, 9 o'clock, time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel. And we have a huge event for you tonight. 43 total pieces of cutlery and 38 sale lots. So we have a long way to go before we sleep. Before we get into the meat of the sale, a little bit of housekeeping. First of all, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I will post them on the screen for you in just a moment, then I'll reprint them in the description underneath this video. Along with the terms of the sale in the description, right at the very top, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first is to my Primer for Buyers video. That's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. If you're new to this weekly sales event, you might want to take a look at that before you attempt to purchase a knife. It explains the ins and outs, whys and wherefores of how things work. The second link is my FAQs for Consignors video. That one explains how it works from the consignors perspective if you are interested in using this weekly sale to move along some of your collection. The third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. While on the subject of sharpening, there will be 6 spots available this week for next day sharpening of purchased knives in tonight's sale. So if you buy one of the first 6 knives purchased to be sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service tonight, it will ship tomorrow, Friday the 20th, with all of the as shown inventory. So you will see those 3 links in the description, and then you'll see the terms of the sale. Then at the very bottom will be the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps and pricing. In the pricing column, the number to the left of the slash is your as shown price. The number to the right is your as sharpened price. And if you see the word sold in lieu of pricing, I do try to keep this updated on a fairly real-time basis. If you see the word sold, that knife has been bought and paid for and has a new owner. No need to send it, I'll take it. Okay, I think that's it for housekeeping. Time to get the terms up on the screen for you. Then we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, just one leftover from last week's sale. From Medford Knife and Tool, made in the USA. We got a box and some foam and some swag and a certificate. There might be an ugly warranty document in there, maybe somewhere. I don't know. Inside the box comes this little beauty. A very uncharacteristic knife for Medford Knife and Tool. This is the Gentleman Jack, a titanium handled fusion knife, slip joint mechanism. Look at that, made in United States of America. Modern materials and construction. So we've got a titanium handle, a horizontal satin on the blue anodized portion, and then a vertical satin on the faux bolster area. Very cool. The blade is S35VN with a very long pull. Gorgeous stonewash finish. It's a half-stop slip joint with a conventional back spring. The walk and talk is, it's okay. And it stays open fairly well. Nicely constructed. Blade centering is dead down the middle. I would call the pull weight about a 5.5 or a 6. Condition on this knife is like new in the box. If you buy one new, I'm not sure they're available in this exact color, but this configuration are $405 web pricing at your favorite retailer. We ran this one last week at $340. It did not sell. We dropped it to $315 on Saturday. It is still here. This week, $295 for some lucky devil. That is shipped priority mail. $315 if you'd like it with my edge on that S35 VN blade. That's the Medford Gentleman Jack. Now on to the fresh stuff. We're going to start it off with some traditional slip joint pocket knives. The first one from Great Eastern Cutlery's Tidioute Cutlery Good as Gold division or brand. We have one from back in 2010, back in the old days. A number 561210 in ebony wood, and the label says it's number 14. So this is going to be a 56 Dogleg jack, and here is the certificate of authenticity telling us that the covers are ebony wood and that it is number 14 of 25, signed by the legend Christine Tucker. Here's the knife. It is a 3.5-inch closed length Dogleg jack. Now our certificate didn't tell us which type of ebony this is. I'm thinking it's Gabon, but if it's Macassar, it's very dark. Hot dog shield, main clip blade with the Patty's potato peeler etch. It is a a cam tang knife, so no half stop. Pull weight is about 7.5. Nice walk and talk. Secondary blade is a long usable pen. Blades are both beautifully centered. Condition on this is going to be like new in the tube. I could not find a recently sold version of this knife anywhere, so I'm going to call it sort of unobtainium. Your price on this one, $180 like it is. $205 for me to sharpen both blades. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. That's in your inventory is GEC Tidioute number 56 Dogleg jack. Next up, it is another Tidioute cutlery offering from GEC. This is going to be a number 73 Scout Trapper, model 735221 in African rosewood. The 73, a very cool pattern, I think, because of the little swell center and the closed end. So if you are a working man who throws this knife in the bottom of his pocket, no need to worry about anything collecting in that mechanism. How about that? Very cool. 3 3/4 inches in closed length. Look at that African rosewood. It's gorgeous. You have a main drop point. Beautiful walk and talk. And a secondary, almost a co-main spay blade. 7-pole, perfect walk and talk, and perfect centering. Condition on this one is like new in the tube with button. Found some sold listings on eBay for this knife in this trim between $180 and $200 very consistently. This one can be yours though for $160, shipped priority mail. $185 for me to sharpen both blades. It's the GEC number 73 Scout Trapper. Next up, what a beauty this is. Pay attention, Stag boys. From the Northfield Unexcelled line of premium pocket knives from GEC, we've got a number 922-219er Eureka Jack and Sandbar Stag. Look at that. Look at that bit of popcorn on the mark side. And then we've got a deeply grooved pile side. Now, although those two sides don't appear very book matched, they are well dimensionally matched, right? A chunk of Stag on each side. Main spear, long match striker pull cut swedge, Northfield Unexcelled etch. Nice 7 pull on this one. Secondary coping blade. Beautiful walk and talk. Both blades nicely centered. Condition on this one is like new in the tube. Couldn't find a pricing reference on this knife either. With Stag, let's do $225 on this one, guys. $225 like it is. $250. I sharpen both blades. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That's in your inventory is GEC Northfield number 92 Eureka Jack Stag. Next up, we got a knife from a brand I have never held one of in my hand. In a beautifully pebbled knives ship-free slip, we have an offering from Amherst Cutlery. Amherst Cutlery. I'm going to adjust my light just a little. This is the Amherst Large Trapper. Okay, 4 1/8 inch closed length, brass liners, nickel silver bolsters and end caps, Stag covers, nicely matched. Main muskrat clip, cam tang, light pull, about a 6.5, I'm going to say. Beautiful cam tang walk and talk. Secondary blade is going to be a spay. Beautiful walk and talk. Both blades well centered. And one thing I got to say, very nice factory edge. I don't know much about this extinct slip joint producer Amherst Cutlery. I bet some of you guys do. I know that they are no longer in existence. Now, I couldn't find this knife for a pricing reference, but looking at the sold listings on eBay from sales of similar patterns from Amherst, they're doing between $200 and $250. This one can be yours though. I'm going to call this one like new, no box, just a little bit of aging patina on the nickel, silver, and the brass. How about 180, guys? 180, like it is. 210 with Apostle P edges on both blades. That's the Amherst Cutlery Large Trapper. Next up, from Trestle Pine Knives, we have the Trestle Pine Buddy. And there are going to be 2 of these, so make sure you use the entire description in your I'll Take It email. Comes in a nicely made leather sheath with fire steel loop. Great little EDC fixed blade. 1095 steel. Blade length is 2 7/8. The handle on this one is Amboynia burl and beautiful pieces of burl. Handle length is 3 3/4. There is some very light spotting or slight patina on that 1095, so I'm going to call it near mint. Very nice in hand. It kind of begs you to sneak up a little bit. 3-inch blade, 3 1/4 inch handle, or 2 7/8 inch blade, I guess. Web pricing on the Trestle Pines Buddy is about $90 brand new. This one can be yours. $65 like it is. $85 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Trestle Pine Buddy Amboynia. Next up, our second offering from Trestle Pine Knives. This one is also a Buddy. A little EDC fixed blade. Nicely made leather sheath with a fold-over loop. Inside is the knife. 2 7/8 inches of 1095. This one free of patina. It's just beautiful. And then this has got some of the Trestle Pine's old growth oak for its scales. Brass pins, brass lanyard tube, about a 3 3/4 inch handle. Very nice in the hand. These sell for about $90, web pricing at your favorite Trestle Pine retailer. This one can be yours, like new, no box, but with the factory sheath. $65, $65 like it is. $85 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That's the Trestle Pine Buddy OG Oak. Make sure you include that in your I'll Take It. Next up, we have a discontinued classic from Spyderco. No box with this one. Look at that little beauty. From the brain of the master, the wizard, Ed Schempp, we have the Schempp Persian. So this is going to be a Japanese made, and look at the old tank stamp. Doesn't say Seki City, it says VG10 Japan. Okay. This is the Persian with Ed's maker's mark on the back side, and the Spyderco bug on the show side. Old Spyderco stamp. Don't know when this was made, but it wasn't last year. Black G10 handle. The pivot mechanism looks a lot like a Calypso. Got the old style clip, PVD coated with the gold bug. 0 blade play. Nice action. Nice centering. It's been used, it's been sharpened. There might be some little faint scratches near the spine of the blade, but generally a great example. Sold listings on eBay for this knife, probably not as nice as this one, between 100 and 120. This one can be yours, $80, guys. $80 like it is, 100 with my edge on it. That's the Spyderco Schempp Persian. Next up, here's a buy. I'm actually having trouble even showing you guys this knife because I sold mine and I kind of miss it. It's the old Digicam Spyderco Paramilitary 2. They're still making it. They're out of stock right now, I think. Pretty nice Digi on this one. Of course, it'd be better for me because I think this is the good side, and I'm a lefty, so I'd flip that clip. But yeah. Action, stupendous. Centering should be down the middle. Now, just so you know, you're going to see, if you look closely, a little notch in the spinal blade just in front of the jimping. That means this is a factory second. And guys, my consignor said the grinds might be a little wonky, but I don't see it. I really can't tell why. I mean, I've seen non-second knives from Spyderco that are wonkier than this. Even the plunges are a little bit different, but not much. So you tell me. Anyway, because of that little notch, somebody's going to get a buy. When these are in stock, current MAP pricing for the Digicam Satin Paramilitary 2 is $155 at your favorite retailer. This factory second can be yours. Near mint, no box, $95 shipped, priority mail. $115 with an Apostle P edge. Yeah, how about that? Next up, this is one of my great regrets in my career in and around the knife industry. From Spyderco, we have a Gale Bradley Advocate. Why is it one of my greatest regrets? Because I think I helped kill this knife, and it's a beautiful knife. As most of you know, the first version, the ball bearing mechanism, sucked. They had tinfoil thin washers, they had tiny bearings, a ton of lock bar tension. It was a recipe for disaster. The washers went to hell in a handbasket. They had horrible action. Then they came out with this one, the CQI Advocate, with thicker, hardened, Blanchard ground washers, bigger ball bearings, and they are awesome. But the damage was done. CPM M4 blade, Gale Bradley design, orange peel titanium handle with beautiful high polished edges, hourglass standoffs, polished clip, steel inserted titanium frame lock. This one is rocking an extremely good detent. It does have a lot of lock bar tension, so it's not much of a drop shutter, but the action is smooth and it flips beautifully. Maybe the best Advocate I've ever had in my hand. I would probably loosen that lock bar tension, but that's just me. Anyway, it is like new in the box. They're discontinued, out of stock. This one can be yours. $170, guys. $170, and then $195 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Spyderco Advocate CQI. Next up, blue box alert from Benchmade. We got a 550 BK Griptilian with the new S30V steel, new for the base Griptilian, and the flat saber grind instead of the old HG hollow grind. There we go. And it looks to me like they're using Cerakote on these. Full-size grip, black Norl GTX. We've also gone to a Parkerized Emerson clip. Super fine action. Super fine centering. And rock solid lockup. Condition like new in the box. Like new in the box, and a superb example. Right now this is out of stock. How can Griptilians ever be out of stock? It is. When it's in stock, it looks like you can buy them between $100 and $120. I'm not sure why the variance in a ubiquitous Benchmade with MAP pricing, but that's the deal. This one can be yours. $85 like it is. $105 with an Apostle P edge. Benchmade 550 BK grip. Next up, another blue box. It's the Apostle P 940, guys. The 940 BK-2004 with Ghost Jade G10, black hardware, Parkerized split arrow clip, and a Cerakoted blade of CPM M4. And guys, this is a good one. Rock solid lockup, nice full blade, free drop in action, and perfect centering. Condition like new in the box. Blade HQ exclusive, sold out. Discontinued forever, we don't know. What we do know is the prices, they have been creeping up. The last, well, if I look at all the eBay sold listings since July 1st, they're selling between $290 and $350. Before July 1st, most of them were down in the low to mid twos. So now that they're gone and they're starting to move around a little bit, the prices are going up. This one, though, can be yours, and it's a beautiful example, like new in the box. $240. $240, like it is. $265 with my edge on it. And let's face it, it should have. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That's the Benchmade 940 BK-2004. Next up, we got one from Kizer in the old style box with this plastic tray slide out thingy. Yeah. Inside we have the Kizer Gemini. This would be the OD green G10 with N690 blade version. You got a 4 1/8 inch handle, big old flipper, N690 blade, stone washed, stainless steel liner lock, 3 1/8 inches of blade. That is flipping on phosphor bronze, boys, and it flips great. There's your perfect blade centering. Clip is going to be, sadly, right hand only tip up. Condition on this one, I'm going to call excellent to near mint. It has been sharpened by the user, and it looks like he might have scuffed the finish just ever so slightly, but anyway, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. These are currently available at your favorite web retailer for $75-ish. This one can be yours. $50 shipped, priority mail. $70 if you'd like it with my edge. That's the Kizer Gemini. Next up, man, you better tighten your belt. You're going to carry this one in your pocket, boys. Another one from Kizer. This is the Kizer Sheepdog XL with a carbon fiber G10 laminate, I believe. Blue pivot collars. It's XL. Yeah, look at that. What we have here is a 154 cm blade, 4 inches long. The handle's 5 5/16. It's a stainless steel liner lock. It is a phosphor bronze washered flipper, but you don't need ball bearings when the blade weighs like a pound. Centering is perfect. The flipping action is perfect. The lockup is perfect. Condition is like new in the box. Web price on this knife, currently in stock, I believe, is $99. If you want to buy a brand new one, or just buy this, all shipped, priority mail, $75. $75 like it is, $95 with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That is the Kizer Sheepdog XL CF. Next up, we have one from the budget-friendly brand of wee knives, Civivi. This is the Charlie 909 Delta Brigand with the hand-rubbed copper handle. It's an elegant little knife, but the copper does add some weight, just so you know. 4 3/8 inches closed, but 3.5 inches of blade. Very efficient. Blade to handle ratio. Nice acid stone washed 154 cm. Stainless steel liner lock, blackened liners. This one is a ball bearing flipper. Flipping action's beautiful. Lockup is rock solid. Centering is kind of dead down the middle. Condition on this one is like new in the box. It looks like this model is discontinued and out of stock. When they were available, they were $80 at your favorite web retailer. This like new in-box example can be yours for $60, all shipped, priority mail. $80 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Civivi C909D Brigand. Next up, probably the most ubiquitous Civivi knife ever in its various versions. This is the C907U Elementum with Quiburcia wood handles, black stainless liners, and black stonewashed D2 blade. Look at this, guys. This is an inexpensive knife, and I just want you to know those Quiburcia scales are not a laminated product. To my eye, they look like solid slabs of wood. Pretty cool. 4-inch handle, 3-inch blade. Nice little spear point hollow ground affair. Very slicey, very hand friendly. Got a deep carry pocket clip. Sadly, right hand tip up only. Sorry, lefties. There's your lock engagement. Lockup is rock solid. And it's doing all this beautiful flipping on phosphor bronze. With perfect lockup, perfect action, perfect centering, and condition. Like new in the box. Web pricing on this knife, brand new. Your favorite retailer, $64, or just buy this perfect example, which is like new in the box, for $50, and that is shipped priority mail. $70 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. The Civivi C907U Elementum. Next up, we have another Civivi. This one comes with no box. It is the C903 Alpha Anthropos CF. So your scales are going to be a laminated product, carbon fiber on the top, orange G10 underneath. Some nice mill relieved lines for aesthetic. Deep carry pocket clip. Oh, it's reversible right or left hand. The Anthropos has the coolest little flipper. It doesn't get in the way, but it grabs your finger and whammo, there it goes. Blade is D2, 3 1/4 inches in length, beautifully set and finished, 4 1/4 handle. Stainless steel liner lock. And once again, Civivi gets it done with phosphor bronze washers. I got a little bit of side play, but I could probably adjust that. I can muscle a little side play in. Centering's beautiful. Nice knife. It's been used and sharpened. It's not the best looking edge, but it's pretty doggone sharp. So I'm going to give you guys a sharpening price, but don't necessarily think it needs it. Web price on this knife, I think it's currently available for $75. You can have this one for $50. Shipped, priority mail. $70 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That's the Civivi C903A Anthropos. Next up, here's one of my favorite knives I will never buy because I know it's made in China, but it's a beautiful knife. Designed for mass drop, now drop, by Ray Laconico. It's a keen. And you know, keens come in all flavors. This one is like, it's my favorite flavor. Look at this. Oh my. Oh my. That is the purple anodize over a beautiful bead blast. It's all purple all the time. You have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes plus a lanyard hole. And then out of the handle, and the handle is 4 1/2 inches long. Out of the handle comes this blade, 3 5/16 of beautifully set and finished S35 VN in a gorgeous spear point profile. Just a super slicey beauty. Beautiful milled titanium clip. Too bad it's right hand only. I'd be tempted if there was a lefty clip mount. Steel inserted titanium frame lock, ball bearing flipper, rock solid lockup. Super smooth action, perfect centering, and then there's that flipping action. Man, this knife rocks. Yeah. They're currently gone. When these dropped, they were $160, and they're gone. This one, like new in the box, some of them do more than the original drop price. This one probably should, but I'm not going to do that. $140, guys. $140 shipped priority mail. $160 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Mass Drop Laconico Keen. Okay, next up, this is a very cool little EDC fixed blade knife. And there's a little story here. This knife is from Steingraber Performance Knives. The model is the Shark. Steel is Vanex. Heat treated at 59 to 60 Rockwell. Okay. And it also comes with a little SPK sticker. That's pretty good graphics right there. SPK, yeah. So this belongs to a good customer of mine who lives in Thailand. He's an American, but I'm his personal knife shopper. And he bought this one and then decided he'd rather use that money somewhere else. So these are super cool, guys. It comes in this Kydex sheath, purple with toxic green grommets, an orange strap, and then look at this, guys. Oh my. Look at that translucent acrylic toxic green handle removable scales. And then you've got this Van X blade, 3 inches long, 4 inches of handle, full flat ground, very Spidey-like, perfect distal taper, nice and thin behind the edge. And since I bought this knife new to send to Timmy in Thailand, he always has me sharpen them. It's already got my edge on it, and it's freaking scary. These knives, brand new, run $350 from the maker. Obviously, you're not going to find this one in stock. I think he kind of makes them to order. So I paid on Tim's behalf $350 for this knife. He, of course, reimbursed me. Then it's got my edge on it. So, $370 Tim has in this knife. We're selling it like new from maker with my edge, $300 shipped priority mail. That is the SPK Shark. Next up, I told you in my teaser video yesterday, we had a 6 knife lot. If you got a youngster in your life that you want to get started in traditional pocket knives, this is your night. We have, count them, 1, 2, 3, oops, did I just move my camera? 4, 5, 6 knives from Rough Rider. 6 of them. 6 Rough Rider Chinese slip joints. And that's what they are. Okay. So let's go through them one by one. The first is the Carnivore Jack. And this one comes with a slip. Sort of a serpentine Stockman pattern. I got a muskrat clip main, a secondary serrated muskrat clip. Length on this one is 3 7/8, some kind of a gray smooth bone. Okay. Next we have the Rough Rider Black Cherry Bone. That's the name of the knife, and as well as the name of the covers, right? So the Black Cherry Bone is kind of a copperhead looking pattern. It is 3 3/4 inch. Main muskrat clip. Secondary clip. And all these Rough Riders in this set are like new, guys. The third one is called the Buckshot Bone Barlow. Gee, why would they call it the Buckshot Bone? That's why. And the Buckshot is 3 3/8 inches in closed length. So we got a main clip on a half stop. And sadly, unless you got longer fingernails than I cannot get the pen blade out of the handle. It is what it is. If you had a pick, you could get it out, but it's a Rough Rider, guys. So anyway, that's the Buckshot Bone. Next one is the Coal Miner, a lockback affair. Kind of looks kind of shady, doesn't it? I think it does. That's probably like a jig Delrin. Nice lockback action. Nice lockup. Makes a little snick. Yeah, pretty nice. So the Coal Miner is 3 5/8 inches in closed length. And then the fifth knife we have is the Rough Rider RR 1948, which is a swell center split back freaking whittler. Are you kidding me? Now, I'm not going to tell you it's the best made split back whittler. You can kind of grab your finger on the end of the wedge, but it's a split back whittler. cam tangs, clip point main, secondary clip, and a secondary pen. The blades don't crash into each other. Yeah. 3.5 inches enclosed length. Kind of a dark blue smooth bone. And the last one is this little RR 1291 peanut thing. So yeah, red jig bone, just 2.25 inches enclosed length. You got a spear blade. You got a screwdriver cap lifter, and I don't know if that's supposed to be a can opener, but I guarantee it won't open a can. Just saying. But they're fun, right? They're fun. Your price for all 6 of those knives, shipped priority mail, $55. If you want one or more of them sharpened, just ask me in your email and we'll price them, because I'm not going to give you a price for sharpening all of them. Some of them have 1 blade, some of them have 2. So yeah, $55 for the set, shipped priority mail. That is the Rough Rider Value Pack, 6 knives. Okay, next up, from WRK Sons, we've got, it's a 5209.5 SS Prime Stag Barlow. Yes, it is. A 2019 Vault Edition. I love that deeply stamped or engraved and tumbled case maker's mark in the bolster. The Stag is looking fine. The match is amazing. 3 5/16 enclosed length. There is your main clip point blade. No side play. Beautiful walk and talk. About a 6.5 pull. Secondary pen. Both blades are very nicely centered. Condition on this one is like new in the box. Prices on these are kind of all over the map. Nice ones up to $205, depending on the Stag, and I'm kind of liking that Stag. But your price on this one, guys, just $110. $110 like it is. $130 I sharpened. That's not right. $135 I sharpened both blades. $135 I sharpened both blades. That is the Case Prime Stag Barlow. Next up, oh my, we have a Shatton Morgan offering. Now this is going to be in the DFC era, right? So that's probably Ryan Daniels' signature, I believe. So this would be a, what, 2011 or later offering, but it's pretty doggone nice, I gotta say. There is your box, the bottom of which just fell on the floor. And here's the knife. It is the 69 Barlow pattern. Nickel silver bolsters. Beautiful Cocobolo covers. And the mother of pearl keystone shield and a CPM 154 blade. Walk and talk is stunning. Not gritty. Pull weight, a nice 7. Centering, pretty doggone close. And only the very slightest of side play. We'll call this one near mint in box. That's a piece of history, guys. Your price on this one, $135. $135 like it is. $155. I sharpened that CPM 154 blade. That's the Shatton Morgan number 69 Barlow. Next up, we have a lonely GEC that's been separated from the rest of the pack. Check this one out, guys. It is a Great Eastern Cutlery premium pocket knife. Not Northfield, not Tidioute, not Farm and Field. What does that mean? You guessed it. 440C. It is the number 89 fruit knife, number 892121, in lemon bright acrylic. And it's going to come with the stainless fruit knife button. Here's the knife. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Got the gimp shield, the lined bolster and end cap, the lemon bright acrylic. Yes, it glows in the dark. And a Camtang spear point blade that says stainless fruit knife. Beautiful Camtang walk and talk, by the way. Pull weight on this one, we'll call it a 6. With perfect walk and talk and perfect centering. Condition is like new in tube with button. Your price, $120 like it is, $140 with an Apostle-P edge. That is the GEC, number 89 fruit knife. Next up, oh, look what we found. Look what we found. It's a Northwoods offering, the Ocoee Jack. The Ocoee Jack in black and red linen with challenge coin and slip. Here's the slip. And inside there's a knife. You know, it wasn't until about the third time I looked at this that I noticed the cover material. I looked at it and looked at it and I thought, oh, that's Coca-Cola or something. And then I looked closer, it's not. That is black and red linen micarta, and doesn't it look sharp? So the Ocoee is made on the Great Eastern Cutlery number 92. What do we call that? It's not a Eureka Jack, it's closer to the Talon. Yeah, the Talon. But the Wharncliffe blade, a little more robust than the Talon blade. Saber grind, heat treating scale still on the flats, that deep Northwoods stamp in the long pole you'll never use because you're going to pinch it. Man, what a beauty. What a beauty. 3 5/8 inches in closed length. It's a draw cutting machine with a handle. Oh. 1095 steel. 6 pull. Perfect walk and talk. Does the Roadrunner a half stop. Bum, 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 bum. And the centering going to be dead down the middle. Condition is like new and baggy with coin and slip. Yeah. I found one of these in eBay sold listings. It was $311. Just one. Your price on this one, like new and baggy, $280 like it is. $295 with an Apostle-P edge on that Wharncliffe blade. Next day sharpening available. It's one of the first 6. That's the Northwoods Ocoee Jack. Next up, haven't seen one of these in just a little bit. We sold a few of these a few months back. From Buck, we have a number 331 Granddaddy Barlow with the yellow jig Delrin. Now, I don't know exactly the production date of this knife, but read the box. Right above my thumb, 1997. So sometime around there. They haven't made these in a while. And I believe, you old slip joint guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this was a Camillus produced knife for Buck. And I forgot to turn the page. Oh. Come on, tape. Don't do this to me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh. Yeah, so we've got 5 inches of closed length. That's a back pocket, dude, if I ever heard of one. Big old clip point blade, over 4 inches in length. Granddaddy Barlow. Satin finished 420 HC. It's a half stop knife. Nice walk and talk. Pull weight is, I'm going to say, a 6. No side play. Centering, it's, like about whatever. Now, I only found one of these recently sold on eBay. It was a bone-handled one, did $105 sold. This jigged Delrin, or saw-cut Delrin, I'm sorry, can be yours. Shipped priority mail for $50. 50, 70 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Buck Granddaddy Barlow. Next up, man, I must be late to this party because this knife is a fusion knife from JE Made. JE Made. Why do I know I'm late to the party? Because this very knife is the exact knife reviewed by Nick Shabazz. And inside the pouch you get goodies like these, I think. Extra hardware, a wrench, and a nice little fleecy lined pouch. This is the JE Made Combustion. Titanium one-piece handle slab, so the relief for these covers is milled into one piece of titanium. It's not liner, bolster, end cap. It's one piece milled to accept the cover. Desert ironwood is the cover material for this knife. It is a fusion knife, slip joint with modern materials and construction. Okay. The blade is that little beauty. I don't know what you call a harpoon spear, I guess, almost, kind of. Blade steel on this one is CPM 3V. We got a 3 7/16 inch blade, a 4 1/4 inch handle. It is a half stop slip joint. Pull weight is strong. I'm going to say 7.5. Perfect walk and talk. Now the closed blade stop is achieved with a stop pin you can see right above my index finger, kind of like the Viper collector knives. It doesn't use a kick. Centering is dead down the middle. Just a very nice knife. And really good in the hand. I mean really good. Yeah. So when these were in stock, and they are no longer, they were $255. This knife was purchased from Nick via Patreon by my consignor. Guarantee he paid more than this price. It can be yours for $180, $180, $200 if you'd like it with my edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That's the JE Made Combustion. Next up, it is another one from JE Made. And this is probably like an old school JE Made because it's tang etched 2018. It's the JE Made NY Special, New York Special. Another one with 2 handle halves of titanium inlaid, this time with carbon fiber, and it looks like also a titanium back spring. You can see that spring raising out proud of the handle as we approach the half stop, and then it's back dead flush at half stop and back dead flush at open. Kind of a muskrat clip with a false grind on the top. Got a little opening slot, but I think it just basically pinches. It kind of it doesn't pinch. It likes me to grab the slot. Pull weight on this half stop fusion slip joint is about a 7.5. Walk and talk is perfect. It's going to use an internal stop pin, I believe, yes, for the closed position. Blade steel on this one is 3 1/4 inches of S35 VN. There's your maker's mark and year stamp. Yeah. This one does not come with a pouch or tools. So let's see. These are out of stock at $170 when they were in stock. This one can be yours, and I'm going to call it near mint, no pouch. Okay, $100, guys. $100, $120 with my edge. That's the JE Made New York Special. Next up, from custom knife maker Elijah Isham. This is such a cool little knife. It's the Elijah Isham Black Star. What a sweetie. The handle, black G10 with carbon fiber inlays. milled titanium pocket clip. It is a tiny little thing. 3 1/8 inches closed with a 2 9/16 inch blade. It is a detent slip joint flipper. Okay? Not a back spring. It's controlled by detent. One in the open position, one in the closed position. And it's got a very discreet but usable front flipper. Look at that. The detent not super strong, but it does not need to be. A gorgeous clip point blade, 2 9/16 inches in length from CPM 20 CV. No side play. And then it detents closed. It detents open too, so you're not going to want to put a lot of thumb pressure on that as you're using it. But you normally wouldn't need to. I am not going to give you a sharpened price on this knife because the Maker's Edge is something you need to experience because it's really nice. I mean, really nice. I found one of these knives in a sold listing on eBay that sold for $290. I think that's ridiculous. We're gonna sell this one like new, no box, $175. $175, guys, and we're not sharpening it. You need to check out that Maker's Edge. It's really good. That's the Elijah Eacham Black Star. Next up, I think this is the last fusion knife in the sale from Viper Technocut by way of Sulphur, Oklahoma. The Collector Knives brainchild, Mike Latham. The Viper Sowbelly and Stag. Look at the Stag, guys. They did good, didn't they? Oh, yes, they did. A beautiful handle. Titanium handle. Polished stainless steel back spring. A gorgeous clip point blade on a half stop. Bowler M390. I love the way they do their laser etch in Maniago. Pull weight on this one. That's every bit of 7.5, maybe an 8. It's almost like 78 American Jack stout. It's beautiful. Walk and talk, awesome. Internal stop pin rather than the kick resting on the back spring. Just beautiful. And the closed length on this one is 4 inches. But the titanium makes it so nice and light. It's really cool. Like new, in box. Your price on this one? Yeah, don't wait. $100 like it is. $120 with my edge on it. Next day sharpening available if you're one of the first 6. That's the Viper Sowbelly and Stag. Next up, from Spyderco. They're tempting me. They're tempting me. I've never been able to decide if I like the Spyderco smock. And then Blade HQ did this. What? Nat CPM M4. Could that be natural G10 with an M4 blade? Blade HQ exclusive? I think it is! Oh my. Oh my. Save me, boys. Save me from myself. Yes. Now, just to note on this one, inside this little deal is the detent, the second detent and spring, which the owner has removed because it's stupid, and I agree. Anyway, because it works just fine with one detent, as you will see. As you will see. Look at that. How's that for free swinging action? Button compression lock. There, let's flip it with my good hand. M4 blade. Rock solid lockup. Beautiful action. Perfect centering. I think. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty close to perfect if it's not. Condition on the smock is near mint, in box. Out of stock. Guys, look what these are doing. eBay sold listings between $225 and $288 for this out of stock dealer exclusive. Your price on this one $210 and $235 if you'd like it with my edge on it. That's the Spyderco Smock Jade M4. Next up, got one from ZT in the new white box. It is the 0308 BLKTS. So the in-house design ZT0308 came with this 3D machine G10 scale, but it's not wearing that today. It's wearing this kind of red or burnt orange 3D machined. I think it's linen micarta, I think. Sure looks like it. And then you got your 3D machine black titanium frame. Is that an MXG clip? I believe so. Titanium deep carry. And then check it out. Yeah, CPM 20C V Tiger Stripe blade. 3 11/16 inches in length, a 5 3/16 inch handle. You know, these kind of remind me of the old 560s, except they designed them themselves. There's in the Tiger Stripe, you can see the in-house design maker's mark for ZT. Pretty cool. So condition on this one's going to be like new in the box, as modded with that scale. These are currently available at web retailers for $320. Now this one has the original scale, and this one, your price $250, $250, like it is. $275 with an Apostle P edge. That's the ZT0308 BLKTS. Next up, one I haven't seen before. I never have seen it before. It comes in a burlap bag. Let's see what we got in here. Got some stuff. Oh, Forge Foundry. Hard use knives built with purpose and integrity, handmade in North Carolina. There's another card in here. Caution, cut hazard, sharp blades, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for supporting Forge Foundry, blah, blah. Jeff Bridgers. So inside comes a knife. I'll try to pull the stuff back. Jeff Bridgers. Look at that beautifully made chunk of leather. Probably wants a lanyard, doesn't it, to extract from that well-protecting sheath. Blade steel on the Forge Foundry patch knife is 80 CRV2. So it's kind of like European 1085. So 80 points of carbon with some chromium and vanadium. Nicely done. Kind of a black oxide finish. A flat saber grind on the 3-inch blade. 4 1/8 inch handle, and I don't know the wood. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to look. It does have a polished edge that's really pretty nice, so I'm not going to offer you an edge sharpened price. 4 1/8 inch handle is beautiful in the hand. These knives sell brand new for about $150. This one can be yours near mint in bag with polished edge. $110 shipped priority mail. That's the Forge Foundry patch knife. Next up, oh, I got a lot of stuff going on here, guys. I got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff from ESEE. We got an Izula II B. An Izula II B. Check this out, guys. This is writing in a sheath made by Taken Scalps Leather, and it's a wet formed, beautiful piece of work. It's also going to come with the Aromatis Architect sheath in textured kydex, and it's also going to come with the factory molded plastic sheet. And this Izula it's got that black oxide finish on it, but somebody has done some Scotch brighting. And it's also got a pretty nice polished edge. In fact, you don't need me to sharpen it. It's got the natural canvas scales. So I know you can buy, the knife with that sheath, the molded plastic, for like $67 online. But just so you know, you've probably got another $90 in sheaths there. So you'd have $160 in that whole package, or just buy it from me, lightly used with a nice polished edge. $90, shipped, priority mail. That's the ESEE Izula II. Next up, we have more from ESEE. Another one of those big, huge boxes for a knife that doesn't deserve it. We have an ESEE 3P. An ESEE 3P UC. What does UC mean? It means uncoated. Uncoated 1095. Yeah, 3 13/16 inches of beautiful stonewash 1095. Canvas micarta handle scales, removable variety. Tan molded plastic sheath with one of the best belt clips in the business. They work so well, no rattle, they're just great. Condition on this one is near mint in the box. Might be even like new. They're telling me these are discontinued and out of stock. When they were in stock, they were $110. This one can be yours for $80. $100 with my edge. That's the ESEE 3. What a deal. Next up, these knives just blow me away what they sell for. It's unreal, the response on these. From the Benchmade Hunt series, we have the 15200 DLC Altitude. They're calling it a hunting knife. I don't know how it's a hunting knife. It's a really cool fixed blade, lightweight fixed blade. So it generally comes in this very nice pancake style Benchmade Kydex sheath. This one is wearing an Aromatis Architect style sheath with the textured Kydex and the fold over belt loop. And here's the knife. So the Altitude is an S90V blade, and the only scales are just up front for grip, which is really cool. DLC coated. This is a first production run knife, number 272 of 700. Blade is 3 inches. The handle is 4 3/8 from the front of the scale. Nice run of jimping there, and a nice run of jimping up there. I guess that makes it a hunting knife. So these are now discontinued and out of stock. When they were in stock, map price was $155 at your favorite retailer. And then this particular one is going to come with the factory sheath and the Aromatis sheath, which is, what, a $40 or $50 upgrade. Without the extra sheath, guys, you're not going to believe what these things are doing. eBay sold listings as these things age and become more desirable. Up to $275 people are paying for these. This one, $170 with both sheets, like new in the box, and then $195 if you like my edge on it. That is the Benchmade 15200 DLC Altitude. Okay, the next one I got to reach for, and something's going to fall, I'll guarantee you, when I pull this down. You have no idea the mess I have in front of me, guys. It's insane. Insane. Almost there. Okay. All right. Oh, wow. Okay, it's an ESEE box. Inside the ESEE box comes a knife that was purchased originally at cutleryshop.com. It's going to come with It's original leather factory sheath. It's original, I think that might be G10, sort of an Anso pattern scale. And then, you know, a cutlery shop did something to jazz this up. They did that. Oh, the Camo G10 handle set. And this knife, by the way, you might want to know, it's the PR4 camp lore. So it is very much a cut part, right? 4 1/8 inch blade, 4 3/4 inch handle, Kephart faithful. It's got all the good stuff, the right shape, the right details in the front of the handle. This one has added, a la Tops, a divot for your bow drill. Black oxided 1095. And then along with that scale set comes this from JRE. So this scale set was $50. This extra sheath with the dangle, $45. The original price of the knife was $110. So $110 plus $45 plus $50 is $205 my seller has invested in this package. Can be yours like new in the box. $120. $120 like it is, $140 with an ApostleP edge. That is the ESEE PR4 Camp Lore. Let's see if I can set this down without knocking everything else over. All right, next up, from Viper, a Techno Cut, Maniago, Italy. We got, oh yeah, the Viper Belone, B-E-L-O-N-E, blue titanium and carbon fiber version. Look at this elegant little gents flipper, would you? Yeah. Sweet little swashbuckling clip point blade from Bowler M390, 3 7/16 inches in length, backed up by a 4.5 inch handle. Blue titanium on the frame lock with carbon fiber scales. Nice drilled hole detail. Deep carry clip. Steel inserted frame lock, by the way. There's your engagement. Ball bearing action, beautiful centering, and look at the discreet little flipper. The jimping just grabs your finger and whack. Little effort required. Perfect action, perfect centering, perfect lockup, like new in the box. Web pricing on these brand new is $185. This one can be yours. I moved my little plastic carbon fiber protector. Yeah. Your price on this one? $140. $140 like it is. $165 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Viper Belone Blue TICF. That brings us to the last knife in the sale. It's from Kizer in the new luxurious box. And the knife inside, the knife inside is the KI 3507 Zip Slip. Another fusion knife. Slip joint mechanism, modern materials and construction. Look at that sunburst milling on that titanium handle. Would you? It's going to be a right-hand clip. So this is kind of interesting. This looks like a back spring, but it's not. There's actually a little leaf spring inside there, because notice the spring does not raise. So it's not really a spring, it's just a backspacer. Blade steel S35 VN, 2 7/8 inches of it on the drop point blade. 4 inches closed. I don't know what I'd call that pull weight, maybe a 6.5. Walk and talk is nice. It's not overly staggering, okay? Blade centering is perfect. In hand, quite good with that little forward choil. Really nice. So I'm going to call this one like new in the box. They are currently available at your favorite web retailer for $144. This one can be yours. Shipped Priority Mail for $120. 120. And then $140 with an Apostle P edge. It's the Kizer KI 3507 Zip Slip. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Man, what a long one. Thanks for hanging out with me. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Have at her, boys.